G'day folks, welcome back to the channel for part number 12 of our Cold Trozan's Spellbreaker, where you find me in the Bastion of the Death's Vigil. Now, I've done a little bit of shopping here, just bought some blueprints from them, mainly Death's Cord here. This proc is nice enough, I guess, on the belt, but aside from the proc itself, it doesn't really provide us anything. So I went ahead and I bought the Death's Cord blueprint for +1 to Arcanist skills, and I'll probably make a couple of these. It's literally just for the +1 to Arcanist, and hopefully I can get a resistance affix to go with it. I bought Blessed Steel because, as you can see on here, you will need 1 Blessed Steel for every belt you want to make. And I've also bought Black Tallow because the wardstone on here needs to be replaced because elemental and bleeding resistances are well over the cap by more than 18%, so this wardstone is probably giving us run speed. Yeah, it's giving movement speed, but nothing else, so I wanted to replace that as well. And as long as we're here, we may as well do the quest as well. So let's go ahead and accept that quest, and we'll head into the side room here where we are going to help complete their ritual. For some reason, that bug and the one for the remains always bug out, and they open visually, but they don't actually open. Okay, let's go ahead and begin the ritual once I get my heal back, and let's go. Alright, here we go. So there's, I think, 3 waves of this, and you basically just kill everything, and it's not a problem. Well, Frost Revenants might be an issue, but that is always a problem with this build. Let's see if we can't keep everybody in the nice little damage circles. Everybody except me, obviously. I don't want to stand in the damage circles. Okay, and this should be the last wave, I think. Potentially one more. I was expecting a guy with a skull above his head, so this might actually be the second last wave. Oh, no, there he is. Okay, Noveria Stormfire has arrived. And we'll just probably just kill her. Yep, there we go. So that's all done. High Consular's coat is not for us. And it looks like the rest of this is also not so much for us. I'm going to hang on to that longsword though. Just because we're going to be making a Haunt relic at some point. Haunt is one of the earlier relics you can get with +1 to Arcanist skills, and that is something I want. Alright, so the ritual is complete. We get a nice two-handed crossbow? Anyway, let's go. We don't yet have the required faction for the Honored quest, so we will head out. Now I'm going to do a little bit of crafting in the video because I want the belt, and well, to be honest, I'm lazy and I don't want to stop recording. So let's head in here. I usually use the blacksmith here for my crafting, and there's no real reason for it. You get different bonuses from different blacksmiths. I just always use this one, and I'm not sure why. Right, so we want Death's Cord, for which we needed Blessed Steel, which we can't make because we need Imbued Silver. Okay, so I may have been a little bit excited about making this because it doesn't look like I'm going to have enough 8th crystals. So, being level 46, don't think the Warden's Lab is going to drop me crystals, but let's go have a look anyway. Maybe I'm only going to make one of those belts. Yeah, I didn't think it would drop them. So, with that out of the question, the next fastest option will be Morton's Claim. Do be aware, however, Morton's Claim is full of 8th fire on the floor, so if you go in there, do be prepared to die. Hopefully those are not famous last words. So there's a few easy to get ones, and then you kind of have to go inside to get some more. Alright. We're going to risk it for the biscuit, even though there isn't really a biscuit. There we go, and we've got a couple. I am going to go in a little bit deeper. Who am I kidding? I'm probably going to clear the whole mine. As long as you run quickly between the areas you know are safe, you should be fine. Just do be aware that this is really not a good idea, and I should not be doing it. However, as Arcade Life pointed out, you know, the fans want to see people fail and die, so maybe. I do think, however, that fighting Alchemos in the previous video would definitely count as suicide more than murder. Okay, so I think we've got, how many are we up to now? 10. Maybe I can make 2 of these belts. Just get this dynamite and then we're getting out of here. Don't really want to fight this guy. Let's get some bits as well while we're here, why not? Alright, and back to Homestead, hopefully before I die on the map screen. Right, so that got me, what, 12 Aether Crystals. This is why I say that you never have enough Aether Crystals. Let's go ahead and make the... If I could spell, let's go ahead and make the Blessed Steel. I am going to try and make 2 of these, so I will make 3 more Imbued Silvers. 1, 2, 3. Nope, I'm going to be too short. Alright. I want 2 more, and then we'll call it done. Let's go ahead and head to the Astrakhan Mountains Rift. There's usually a crystal at the bottom here. Not today. Alright, new plan. The Astrakhan Road Rift, and if we head backwards, there will be a couple of crystals along the path here. Or at least there usually is, because there's ethereals all along the road. I just watch as I find absolutely none of them. Failing that, this little section here has a cold, flesh warped, whatever they're called in here, and a couple of crystals. Here we go. What is his name? Childred. So he's always here. You can always fight him if you wish. You know what? It's not worth fighting him. Let's just go back to Homestead. I should now have enough crystals, although having said that I didn't see... Yes, I have enough crystals. So I should be able to make another Blessed Steel. Will get me 2 rolls at making a belt, and then I'll just wear whichever one is best. Alright, 2 Death's Cords. What do we get? Subjugators. Well, that's not great. And Preserving. Preserving is, I guess, going to be that Vitality Resistance. Aether Res. Well, neither one of them are amazing, but we're going to have to go ahead and use them. I definitely need that Anti-Venom Salve back, so let's go get that. One thing you're going to see me doing a little bit more from here on out is I need these resistances to be capped, these 3 specifically, but all of them. And so things like these gloves with their 12% Aether resistance, they're going to have to be replaced with green items that maybe don't have a nice proc on them, but that have better resistances. So I am on the lookout for example, Shoulders are not very good. Yes, they have a Sky Fragment proc on them, and +2 to Frozen Core is very nice. But those shoulders don't provide any resistances, so I will be looking to replace those as well. But with that said, let's go ahead and go back to Fort Icon and actually progress the story, or the main quest line a little bit. So we need to speak to Inquisitor Creed, and hopefully, I think we get the new quest. Yes, okay. So normally, what I say you should do with this quest, this is the quest to deal with the witch down here. So the witch is an ethereal, another person that's been possessed, but the witch has some gear that we're interested in. So normally what I say is you come down here, you agree to side with Anisteria, and then you... Hang on, where we go? He says, yes, why should I trust you? Okay, I'm going to defy Reeve. So this is minus Black Legion reputation, which is really bad. Black Legion is one of the factions that you really, really want max reputation with as soon as you can get it. But we also want some of this gear. So for example, where are we? Actually only has honored and revered gear. But where's the chilled one? This one. This is a really nice chest. So just ignoring the armor for a second, because that is a nice upgrade. You get cold damage, you get offensive ability. The casting speed is kind of meh. You get 2 resistances, and we're going to get 4 skill points out of this. Now, Knight's Chill is this one here, which means it's going to increase the amount of resistance as we shred. And then Absolute Zero is this one, which, yeah, it's not amazing, but it's a skill we're using. So I definitely want to get my hands on that one. And I don't think there was any shoulders that I was hugely interested in, but it does give us options for resistances if we need them. And then the elite version is pretty much the same. I do want to get my hands on, where is it, this one, the elite outcast chilled vestments, and then at that point in ultimate we are going to go hostile and fight her, because, okay, this is the highest Aether resistance you can get on an augment, but there are 9% Aether resistance augments that also come with 9% chaos. So her augments are okay, but not amazing. So we are actually going to do her quests. So let's go gather the items for her. So these are all just rare crafting materials, and you may even have all or most of them already. Blood of Chthon you'll almost certainly have. Tainted Brain Matter you may have. Tainted Brain Matters and a few other things are used in relics, so I may not have one of those. I do have an Ancient Heart. I do have a Tainted Brain Matter. I do have a Blood of Chthon. Done. Alright, so we'll go turn this in. Now do keep in mind, every single quest you do for Anastasia or Anisteria or whatever her name is, will tank your Black Legion reputation. So if you want the items from the Black Legion, you could consider skipping these and just killing ethereals for her. You can see there, plus 750 with Outcast, minus 200 with Black Legion. Okay, that's a nice story. Let's go. So we're going to go and get the Fang of Kali's Ka for Anisteria. There is also a devotion shrine in this area, so we're going to get that as well. Now for memory we need dynamite, and we also need scrap to repair the bridge. I think it's... is it 10 scrap? It's been a while since I've done that. We'll take 10 and I'll take 21. Screw it, why not? And we'll go do that. Actually, first we will put points into leveling up. Now this Shattered Star skill, this actually gives us a very large boost to damage. Because of our weapon, wherever you see lightning damage there, just imagine it says cold damage. So we are adding 24% chance of like 1,000 extra cold damage. The extra crit damage is nice, and that 36% lightning damage, because it specifically is on a skill, that is going to be changed to cold damage as well. And we were still doing spirit, weren't we? Yeah, we'll put some more points in spirit. I have been noticing that I run out of energy occasionally, so we can always do with more spirit. Alright, did we lose? No, well, our buffs are still on. It is fun to just walk down a road and have these monsters just explode when I get near them. We get nothing out of it, it just amuses me. Okay, so 2 dynamite, I think. 1 dynamite, and then, yeah, 10 scrap. There we go. Bridge repaired. Now, there's a bunch of stuff in this little section here. I'm going to pretty much just walk past it all, because the things we are interested in doing are on the far side. Now, if you happen to have good standing with the Death's Vigil, they also have a quest in the same area. So if you can, it's probably worth it to run over there only the one time. But I believe that's the Honored quest, or maybe even the Revered quest that sends you out there. Either way, we don't have it yet, so we'll just do this one. The one thing I will say about Anisteria is her quests will take you right down to the bottom of a, well, I won't say very difficult, but a difficult chthonic rift. And it is decently dangerous, so when you get the quest, I think after this one, to go kill a boss at the bottom of a rift, do consider skipping that one. I might do it just to get it done, but on higher difficulties I would seriously consider skipping. So this is where the Death's Vigil quest would take you if you had the standing to accept the quest. We do not, so we move on. So I'm definitely looking for a new hat as well as new gloves, and even new boots potentially as well. I don't know why I clicked on this shrine. This is a very scary shrine. Let's turn all the loot off so I can see. Alright, maybe we'll get some gear out of this. So we don't care about the blue. Skyfallen, not so much. Tower shield, no. Pet pants, no. Gloves of Scorched Runes. Now this is kind of what I was talking about. So these do have Frostburn and Electrocute damage, which we are doing. They don't have a proc, but they do have a lot more armor, a lot more health, and it does have 3 resistances. So to me, these gloves are actually worth using. And I think none of the rest of this is, yeah, Sabatons or Squalls. The procs are really nice to have, but you kind of have to balance having, you know, really nice procs with, you still need to keep your resistances up, you still need to keep your armor up, and you still need to have a decent health pool. We're getting very close to the 100 HP per level point at which I start kind of going, we're in trouble here. Alright, so Khalid's Car. This is who we've been sent here to kill. There's also a ruined shrine here, so let's get it. Decent amount of bleeding, and not enough though. Alright, so Kaliskar's MI is a shield, which we are not using, and drop some other stuff we're not interested in. There are a ton of dead bodies and mangled corpses and human remains and etc. You can go around and pick all those up if you wish. I am not going to. With the devotion points, I believe we were looking at getting red points to get into Murmur, which means we were going for the Jackal. So let's do that. Don't think we need this blue, so we can reclaim that blue. And the purple, I believe we could reclaim the purple as well. Yes, we could. So let's go do that quickly. That'll finish the Jackal for us, and we can start working on Murmur. I think, assuming I haven't miscalculated here.
I sense turmoil within you.
We don't have enough Aether Crystals. Story of my life. Okay, I'll reclaim the defensive ability, and we'll take this one for some more speed. And with that said, we will head back to Fort Icon and talk to Anisteria again. I believe she just straight up gives you all of her quests. We're about to find out though. Either way, we are also about to kill a whole bunch of Chthonians and Ethereals, which she loves, so we may get more reputation with her pretty quickly. Okay, yep, next quest. The Shade of El Nadarin. Okay, Steps of Torment. I definitely should have done this in the previous episode. So I'm not going to go do the Steps of Torment in this particular episode. Again, what I will do, however, is I will do the dungeon in between episodes, and I'm going to swap that in. This Lightning Bolt proc is quite good, but these resistances are quite gooder. So we will take that. I will go and run the Steps of Torment in between the next episode, and I will just show the highlight of where I killed it, because we've already been through Steps of Torment, which is one time more than I normally do. And actually I've been through it at least twice. I think I did it 3 times. Right. What do we got? Spellweave and Threads. That looks pretty good. However, I do need the Chaos Resistance, so unfortunately we are going with that. So Chaos is getting up there, and Aether is not so great. I'm going to go and look at... there's no point looking at it. What I want is another one of these, the Aether Souls, but I know I'm going to need Wrathstones, and then I'm going to need something like 15 Aether Shards. So, unfortunately, or Aether Crystals rather, unfortunately we're going to miss out on that for now. That might be another thing I farm up in between episodes. And also, unfortunately, we're at the point where we can't just walk into the Warden's quarters. Which is unfortunate, because that is by far the best place to get Aether Crystals. You can get a lot of them in an area with very low monsters. Low level monsters, that is. Alright, so I'm just hugging the left side. This is a habit that I learned a long time ago, because on the right hand side there is an ethereal boss who is very well known for murdering people out of nowhere. It doesn't spawn on normal though, so there is that. But we're just looking to get through this section and into the outskirts of the Gates of Necropolis, which we have now reached. Okay, I'm just going to push through here. So there are a few things you may wish to get. There is a law note just here, so XP. And up here to the left is a potential totem. It doesn't look like it's there, but I will go and poke at it anyway. Because I like totems, not because it's particularly something I need. It is definitely not there. If we were playing on Ultimate and I had Nemesis with the Ethereals, this is another place, or this is a place where Valderan can spawn. Over here is also another one. Unfortunately, no Nemesis for me. Although having said that, I don't think I could kill him at the moment, so it's probably a good thing. Alright, and just this guy. Let's pick up the loot. Bloodletter's Topaz Signet. No. I'm not sure I commented on this when it dropped. I have a ring with a Sky Shard proc on it, which... you can stack these up, these Sky Fragments, and they're effectively like an extra one of these. They are pretty good extra damage. They usually, well not usually, they do almost always come with Trozan Sky Shard skill levels as well. So, pretty happy about finding that ring. I can't remember where I got it from. I definitely know I had it inside of Steps of Torment at least the second time. This area here is also really good for farming Aether Crystals. I'd forgotten about it because when I was going through the mine I was thinking about it and then realized that we weren't up to that part yet and kind of just put it out of my mind. But we're here now, so we could reset and farm some more crystals here. There could potentially be a totem here as well, which would have been nice. I think, however, we're just going to push on. And I'm going to drop a portal just here. Fingers crossed I remember it's there and don't reset it. So in that crypt there is another devotion shrine that I want. There's a lot of bleeding damage in there though, so just be aware of that and make sure your bleeding resistance is maxed. There is also a devotion shrine out here, so you see it there. There it is on the map. I'm gonna go activate that. There we go. So devotion shrine complete. Let's go ahead and finish the jackal. And now we can start working on Murmur, for which we will need 3 points and the 1 point reclaimed, which we now have. So, no, don't do it. I was going to say I'm going to go back to town and do it. But no, we need that portal to be where it is for the moment. So we'll head north until we find this portal. There will be a fight for that portal. Because we have done the summoning ritual for the Order of the Death's Vigil, we will get Malkadar here, but only after we've killed everything. So even though they say they're helping, actually not so much. The other thing it might be worth doing, once I have a second, let me see here, accept that. The other thing it might be worth doing is actually putting a point into Amarasta's Blade Burst and then more points into Lethal Assault. Because I am finding myself in melee range fairly regularly, having that on the left click wouldn't be a horrible idea. Just for the extra cold damage percentage. It's not going to be a huge thing, but it is going to be a thing, so it could be worth doing. Now, I'm going to lose some health for reclaiming this point, because it's 5% health. But we are going to gain a bunch of cold damage. Our next node is to avoid attacks. This is actually way better than people give it credit. So if you take this one, and then if you happen to need cold, and you, for example, take the eel, there's another 2 there, 2 there. This is 3, so you're at 5%. Then 4 points here is another 10%, so you're at 15% chance to just avoid melee attacks and projectiles. There's a prefix on gear as well that will allow you, or will give you plus levels to Shadow Dance, but then it also just comes with chance to avoid as well as part of the item. So you can really stack that up. Was not really something I ever thought about, but you can really stack up that avoidance chance. I'm going to sell this, I'm not going to use it. Also, Roldorathus' Tome. This is good for bossing, but I actually think that the Radlith's Bulwark is, I think it's better. The resistance shred on it is just too good to not use. So I think I'm going to sell that as well. Actually, I'm going to buy that back, and I'm going to melt it and keep the component. The proc on it is nice, I guess, but I just think the bonuses on this shield are better. I will most likely change it at a later date, but as for when, I'm not sure. I do already have the Mistborn Talisman. That's right, we were going to make Juggernaut, weren't we?
Got any more scrap metal?
And we're missing Oleron's blood.
Go on.
So it's a good thing we just did all those quests for Anisteria and nuked our reputation. Anyway, back to our Rift Gate, which I've remembered. Let's go get us some more avoidance. So there is actually nothing in this place that I care about aside from that devotion shrine. So I am going to kill stuff on the way, but I'm also going to skip a lot of it. There are ghosts in this first section here, so potentially you could drop a new weapon, but let's be real, I've already got the best weapon I'm going to get for quite a while.
Can't do that yet.
Alright, we're into the tunnels at the bottom. When you come in here, you basically want to head down this way and get into these tunnels. Ancient Spirit Totem. Let's go ahead and do that. If nothing else, it'll be fun. Is that everyone? Not quite. There we go. That's everyone. What did we win? Mage Storm Shoulders? No. We won... I think nothing. I did just see that item, the blue item, was empowered though, so we are starting to get the empowered set items. That means we're going to be coming up soon on the Eastern set as well, which is something I definitely want to look into getting. Usually, whenever the Eastern set drops, I see it, I go, oh, that'd be nice for an Arcanist, and then I sell it, because I don't really play Arcanist very often. Alright, there's 48, which means we get a nice shiny new weapon. And I'm just going to sneak in here, use the shrine, and leave. That was hulking leg guards, but I think we replaced those previously, so that's fine. Alright, we'll take our recipes. I'm going to come over here and reclaim my add-on. Chuck it on my new shiny weapon. This weapon is not something you should be farming for, honestly. I said that I farmed for about an hour, it was probably closer to 2. But you can get by with just about anything here. This is just a really good weapon that I was very lucky to find. I definitely don't recommend farming until you get one. Let's go ahead and melt that. And I don't need that anymore, because I already have one in the bank. I do think it's worth keeping one of these, because there are relics that require it. But I think that'll about do for this episode. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.